Detroit area McDonald's restaurant owners are celebrating Black History Month with an art contest for local high school students. The annual competition invites teens to submit original works of art that capture a significant person, event, or moment in African American history. The artwork can be in the form of paintings, drawings, jewelry, pottery, fabric, mixed media, or sculptures. That's a really wide range there. The winning students will receive cash prizes, plus their art will be featured in a month-long exhibit at the Namdi Center for Contemporary Art in Detroit. Deadlines for entries is February 28th. Here now to tell us more about the contest are McDonald's owner and operator Savarior Service, gallery owner George Namdi, and Castech art teacher Mindy Mitchell. Welcome to American Black Journal.
Welcome.
This is one of my favorite events every year. It seems like we have people on the show to talk about that, and a lot of times I'll have the students on to show the work that they've done a little later. Tell me why McDonald's is so committed to this idea.
Well, McDonald's is always committed to just doing things to further inspire young youth to expound on their desires, their talents, and because we thrive on being a part of the community and give it back to the community, we decided 3 years ago that this would be something unique, something that we could kind of own. And after that first year was such a wonderful success, we're now in year 3 and looking forward to doing it more and more, and just to be able to see the excitement and the joy of these kids you know, doing what they love to do, and giving them an outlet to be able to display that and recognizing them for that. And so that's what we like to do. Right. That's our way of showing that we like to stay rooted in the community.
Yeah, yeah. And George, this gives you a chance to highlight that youth talent at your class.
Well, we think it's very important. One, I like to always thank McDonald's for doing that. They're such a great corporate citizen in that way. Yeah. And we thought that we came together on this, and I said, well, let's make sure we do this in a very professional way. We frame all their work. It's displayed very professionally, and oftentimes when you come in to see the exhibit, you don't know that it's students.
You can't distinguish that art from the regular.
Yes, so, but we thought it'd be a good service for, like our art center has a program where we help students with their portfolios, you know, portfolios development. We said this is like a somewhat continuation of that type of program, but it's like this serving the community, and you see the past to see the families and the students' faces just being
just
in
when
the
they
see it,
right?
See it on display, and the families have so much pride. I mean, I've had some people say, you know what? I mean, I had a kid come in the other day and says, you know, because you told my parents it was okay for me to go and major in art in school. You know,
now they're open.
Right, they're open to it, and you know, and they got a degree in it.
Yeah,
you know, I said, you know, but that's what we're trying to do, and I think this program allows us to do it, and McDonald's has done a magnificent job.
Yeah. Mindy, you're an art teacher at Castech, which is a school that's lucky enough to have held on to its art program. So often what I hear from teachers and principals is that art or music, the sort of extras, or the way we think of them as extras, get put on the chopping block too quickly.
Oh, I agree with that. I've noticed a lot of the kids that come into my program, I teach jewelry, ceramic, and fiber. Many of them have had art in the 2nd grade, and that was the last time they had art experiences, or they're in minimal, or you know, lack of. But you put, you know, the kind of skills that I teach them, they you can pull it out of them, and they don't realize that they had it.
Yeah, yeah, and what I really like about art, and particularly in school, is getting kids to sort of just open up and express things that they might not be able to express otherwise, things that they're thinking or feeling that don't come across as positively in some other ways.
Well, for one of the mediums that I work with metals, there's a lot of problem-solving skills. that students aren't aware of it, that will help them in career choices. Metals can go in, you can go into medical fields. You're using, the only difference is with the dentistry, for example, you're not working in someone's mouth.
Right.
So,
Right.
but they start to see those problem solving
Yeah.
skills that you can get with that.
Yeah. So tell me about some of the favorite pieces that you've seen come through the gallery, George, since you've been doing this program.
Well, I think last year we had a great piece of Rosa Parks that was done, and we have had
A sculpture or a painting?
Painting.
Painting.
It was painting.
Okay.
But we have had the fiber work from artists have done. I wouldn't say crocheting, but it's just a piece of fiber. Where they have created this beautiful object that they have.
Yeah.
We do a jurying of the process because we get over 200 entries in this.
Yeah, yeah.
And so some of them come and they have some detail, the detail that you can pull out of these children that we find that's why people come in and see the exhibit and they say, this is unbelievable. This is just unbelievable that this is kids.
Right.
It's done that, So I'm not the person who do my favorite here, favorite there.
Right. You don't want to favor anybody
I
or
like them all.
disparage anybody.
It's like your children, you like them all. So, but I like the energy that they have. They come back. I have them come up to me later on, a couple of years later, and say, I was in that contest.
Yeah.
I was there. I think last night I was at the Book Cadillac for a program. Someone came up to me and said they were in that program.
Yeah.
Or, so that's what I like about it because it extends. And it's like not only for the students, but it impacts the families.
Yeah.
And that's really, to me, what it happened, where it has that significance. Because when you impact the family, the student now has a support system for this.
Right.
And and I just think the art is just so important to our lives and the
Exposure.
betterment. Yeah.
Sure.
Exposure.
Right.
Yeah. So how can students participate in the contest?
So I believe that they have to take a photo of their artwork.
Okay.
And then they can upload it to a website. And the website is Black. I almost forget it.
Well, we'll get that. We'll put that on our website. How about that?
BlackMomentsOnCampus.com.
Okay.
And from that, they will select 50 finalists, semi-finalists, and then narrow it down to 12. And then this year, for the first time, we're expanding the number of winners. We're going to do 6 more honorable mentions so that we can acknowledge more. So it'll be a total of 18 this year. And there's a panel of judges, professionals in the field, and I believe there will be a McDonald's judge as well, McDonald's owner judge as well. But yeah, that's it. That's the way you get involved, and then they will be notified, if they make it to the next level, and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
So.
and the jurying that goes on, you're looking obviously for the quality of the art, but also, I would imagine the message here, right?
We
the
look
History
for the message. We also look for the originality of the work.
Right.
We want it to be original. So sometimes you can have a painting, but the painting does not have to be the exact image of the person. It could be very abstract, but it's like, are they expressing are they putting the emotion of that person, for instance, into that piece?
Into the work.
Yes. Yeah. So we do look for originality and the message, but and how they're relating this to the history. Yeah. So that's just very important, those two aspects of it. So how you're expressing this history becomes very important.
Right. How hard is that with high school age students to get them to put that emotion or put that that unique identity into their art?
I think with it's getting them to think outside the box, but also the patience of creating something.
Yeah.
And once they get past it, they are nervous about taking a piece and making it their own, putting their thumbprint on it.
Really? Really? So if they're drawing a picture or painting a picture of Martin Luther King, you may think, hey, I need to make this look exactly like these photos that I've seen of him, instead of thinking, how do I think of him, and making the piece reflect that.
That's right. It's giving their own thumbprint, like I said, on what their images of Martin Luther King would be, or designs of it, and putting backgrounds and so forth on that.
Yeah.
It's color. They get into it, and there's critiques also that they have to go through in order to get to a level where it can go into a contest as well. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it hard for you to recruit students for this contest?
No, there's a lot of different contests, but when you put a monetary amount on something, the kids are eager to.
Yeah, that changes their minds, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah. When you think about the city and kids and the way they express themselves, what are some of the things that you're seeing, George? I mean, you come into contact with a lot of youth in our city.
I feel like they really are expressing themselves more. I mean, sometimes you have to let them take the lead, because we may not understand it right now, because that expression is just different.
Yeah.
But I do think there's a lot of creativity, from in all the arts. I'm specialized more in the visual arts, but the music. I mean, the cast. There's a little cast quartet, that jazz quartet that played a lot of places.
I've seen them around town.
Yeah.
They're very good.
So there's a lot of expression of that, and a lot of them walk in and say, "Yeah, I'm a painter. I'm a poet. I'm a musician." They're owning these things now, and I think it's very important, because see, the arts. For me, it doesn't matter if you become an artist or a musician, whatever, but to learn something, it really helps you in any endeavor that you go into.
Yeah. And that's one of the things we lose is the idea that the arts help you with these other things that you might decide you want to do professionally, even if that's not what you're gonna.
Yeah, music and math, for instance.
Right.
They're
all related.
Visual arts. They said visual arts and science is very connected.
Right.
They use the same process.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll look forward to seeing the winners later this year.
Okay.
Thanks for being here.
All right.